Hello everyone and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. Today we have a community cast sent in by the Captain Never Surrender, who is Quicksilver, who's been on the channel before. Quicksilver, you want to say hello?
Hi, how's it go?
So tell us a little bit about this game. It looks like you're queued into a Major General.
Yeah, so I've been taking a break from ranked for a bit because I've just been having some bad luck and frustration. So I'm back at it again, trying to get my Colonel rank back again, and I get matched up against a Major General.
And it looks like you're taking Eastern Bloc, going for a wide opener, so around the side, Salamander here, some Vidra 2s, double T-72S. How have you been liking that tank?
Absolutely loving it. I can't specifically say exactly
no.
what I love about it. It's just
Oh
yeah.
no, oh no, 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 no,
Um,
no.
Quick fun fact about me: if you Curtis my opener, I am going to give 200% in the rest of the game, just to spite you.
That's fair. I mean, that's just so rude. But, I mean, your T-72S has survived. You did kill the Kurnos. So, at least it wasn't for free. But, I don't know. This is kind of rude. Like, And your most else you get caught out. This is a really full commit. Is he playing a Moto deck? I can't see.
Blue Moto, I believe it was.
Yeah, the veterancy there looks... Oh, Thermomig.
Also, if you Curtis my opener, it's fair game.
Yeah, this seems really fair. Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, hey, this is what you get for grouping up that much, right? Like, you had Norland's Yagri, Gurkha's 90. What's even... I mean, Airplane Bite. This is going to be not a lot left on the field at all. Is, like, you have no infantry left, do you? Yeah, just the Monostrelchi, just the T-72Ss, everything here on the side. I gotta say, this is part of why I don't like committing to over here in the opener. Like, this is a lot of points. The Sokol, MI-17 carrying, what, Specialny, the more expensive ones, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what would you... Imagine this front line over here if you had all of that on the ground right here, right now. Like, you just push in, right?
Definitely could have helped, but I really do like getting that side because basically once you lock down that side over there, you have Fedor and 2 entries into Gregory for free, essentially.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And it's not to bash on the strategy. I know a lot of people do like it. It's just not my own personal cup of tea. And I don't know, if that Vidra 2 wasn't panicked, I think that would have been a very nice engagement. So, okay, 913S, okay. That sucks.
This was a pretty lucky trade.
Yeah, I didn't think with the stun that you'd be trading there, but I guess the second missiles are fire and forget. So
if hover over the circle, it might have gotten a missile off as well. Nah, okay, no.
Nah, 4 out of 4. Yeah, I think it was just the short rangers because those should do 6 damage if I remember properly.
Yeah. I'll just probe him with my helicopters because I know his cactuses were out of ammo at the very least. I managed to get a Crotel and should get this Rotel here if I'm lucky.
Yeah, down to 4 strength, MI-17. Rocket pods at close range are brutal. Not even using a full volley. It's kind of good. It's nice.
Also, back to that book up engagement, the Vidra's still alive and the Mistraki is still on 9 men. Yeah. Somebody did micros MG.
Oh no. And he did that at the end, but the FT5 when panicked is kind of... I don't know. I tried to use the FT5 a little bit, but I think it's overpaying just because the 10 rounds per minute. If that was a 20 RPM launcher, probably a dead Vidra, even with the late micro on the secondary. I mean, 1 point of strength, right? Doesn't really need much.
Noah's out of ammo. I don't really have any good AA in the area, so trying to use my Thermomig to do some damage in my Sokol, but it's unfortunately not enough to finish up the A10.
I mean, it's a hard thing when the opener has this much attrition across both sides to bring in resupply instead of like units. So
and there's Commando Paras there, so I said, okay, I'm going to attack move my T-72s.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, they thought, you know, 2 T-72s on the field are too much of an advantage for
side armor,
Major Generals,
Thunderbolt,
and then the
rear
A10,
armor. Oh my god, if that was... Oh man, that's such a loss. 240 points gone.
Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah. I mean, what is even left? This is the least I've seen on the field at 5 minutes in that I can remember. Like, 2v2, 1v1, ranked, unranked. This is ridiculous. Commandos Para and a Wombat and a CV. Like,
So I've while in this game I've been doing a bit of mental maths, and I've killed a lot of his stuff, and he's invested a lot of planes. He's not gonna have a lot on field, so I'm taking the chance I can and rushing my infantry up into favorable positions.
I
I
mean,
want
this
to see if
could
I
be
can get a
free.
recon onto Chariton.
So your Tatra is close enough to these buildings that we would have seen something shoot. And if anyone's wondering why the Conquerors are moving up at 2 strength, that's probably why, is the Tatra made sure that this was safe by virtue of not getting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, is he really targeting your resupply?
Yep.
So,
Was
Evac
it-
Winchester, Conquerors, Salamandra, MI-17, like, I don't know, I actually don't know about the CV buy right now. I would just buy a front line, because you don't really have one. I mean, neither one of you has one, and I guess the reasoning is if he doesn't have one either, you can get +2 tick on him.
Yeah.
But that's, I don't know.
The CV buy was, I think, just mentally queued up when I still had the T-72Ss because.
Oh, okay. With the T-72Ss, I definitely do agree with that, because I mean, there was nothing really that could challenge them down in Gregory, other than apparently their own reverse move. And this is interesting.
So I've noted I would have spotted it if it was in that forest. I would have spotted it if it was this forest. That leaves
the forest over
two
here
spots.
and the town, and even the forest over here. If it was a vehicle, your speciality would be spotting it by now. So that's something else to think about. If it was a big vehicle, and okay, thermomig coming in. I'm guessing you were waiting. Like this approach is just to see if it's in here, and then the fact that you didn't see it means target on the town, and there it is. Very nice.
There it is.
Good response, honestly. Like, he got out of there decently well.
But out of the fire and into the firing line.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, that should be some dead tack on. I mean, it's just the RPK, but
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are much slower than the Specialny as well, so that is going to be definitely something that, yeah, dead. Cobra, Cactus. Yeah, I mean, the Cobra's going to make short work of these guys, but it's too late, right? You've already gotten 30-point infantry to kill 100-point command infantry, so that's worth it in half. Plus, people don't think about sometimes forcing your opponent to buy certain things as counters, right? So we've seen that your opponent doesn't have much on the front line anyway, and because of that, even though he killed your Specialny, he bought something else in the air, right? So that's another Cobra, another Thunderbolt. Holy, this guy likes his Thunderbolts.
Yeah. And he has another ASF, which I didn't.
Block 15.
I wasn't actually
Elite.
expecting him to have another one. I wasn't expecting him to buy another one, but it makes sense with his plane commitment. But right over the Tunguska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't afford that with... So, I guess I can see where he's going for, right? Like, Norlandsjaeger pushing in here, he's reclaiming this, he's trying to keep control of the skies, but...
Thermo Mig best ASF.
Jeez, man. It was 5 HE, yeah. 2 hits will do that to you. And the Thunderbolt, I think, it caught low armor, it must have been. Because otherwise that should have survived 2 missiles like that, but... Oh, 1, 2? Yeah, exactly. So the Thunderbolt takes reduced damage. There's the second one dead. You only get 2, right?
And he has another plane, another ASF as well.
And other than being a crappy ASF, well, by my estimation anyway, it's kind of cheap, but that's, what, 600, 700 points in planes we've seen, including the initial Kurnos?
Yeah.
Not to mention everything that died here, so we're quickly approaching all the points that he possibly could have gotten. Because remember, you have 1,000 points for the opener, you get a little over 100 a minute, so he has roughly 2,000 or so total. We've already killed the second CV, there's been basically nothing left on the ground, a couple of Norlandsjaeger. I wouldn't imagine he has too much left at all, plus, I mean, things like the Cobra, right? So, yeah, this is just low-density gameplay, is what it is. It's just absurdly low-density gameplay.
I figured he's probably not going to be pushing over anything into the Fedor town, so I'm going to move my Specialini up to cover my Gregory now that my Conquerors M have died.
Yeah, frontline Tunguska as well is a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't hate the Cobra push from him, because he's probably thinking the same thing, right? Like, both sides of the field know that there's been a lot of death here, but autocannon vehicles are very, very good. So why the BVP is the best anti-air piece in the game. The Vidra 2, not far behind. So, yeah, that's all you need, right? A little bit of armor and an autocannon. This is goofy. I want to see the neutral perspective again, just because... I mean, we said 5 minutes ago that he has a Wombat, a cactus, and attack hum, and I don't see much different. I mean, yeah, Norland's Jaegery, but just nothing on the ground. Oh my goodness, this is the hardest I've ever ragged on a Major General, I think, but, like, that's not even Brig, that's Major General, that's a really high rank. This guy must be one of the top 50 or so players in all of Wargame, at least, right? Maybe even higher?
Yeah, top 50 to top 100. I know when I was Brig, it was I was in the top 120, I think.
Yeah,
So,
and Major's even higher than that, right? And he's just running a cactus directly into Specialny, because even the Northern Jaeger, they're not recon, right? And the Specialny are, so you knew that was coming. And quite frankly, I think he would have been better served not buying the second A10 and putting 140 points on the ground, right? Like, this is Blue Moto. He has high veterancy units, high veterancy infantry that should win against infantry in an unspec deck.
yeah, a couple of mechanics would have really done my head in.
Yeah. Like one Verkenning up to here, and have that with Norland's Jaegery. I guess you could have been scared of another Salamandra, but I don't know. And then like H1T buy, that's expensive as well. And there's really nothing here. Like, I fundamentally don't understand. This is my biggest criticism that I'll make. I fundamentally don't understand buying a Ratzel ZT3A1 for this position before a Verkenning.
Yeah.
I don't quite get that.
I don't have any heavy tanks left on the field. Like all my things are in just shitty transports, which the Verkenning will clean up.
Right, and then if you're gonna buy an H1T, right, like the TOW2s on the H1T form a similar role from the Ratzel vehicle on the ground. So just have the Verkenning and then use the H1T defensively, and there you go.
Combat Tunguska coming in.
Yeah. And I guess this is a nice pickup, right? This is what Norland's Jaegery are known for, is the low noise gun. So, yeah, that is rough. But yeah, exactly this. Look, the H1T is doing a... Okay, never mind.
LSTR.
Yeah, fine.
Oh no, sorry, Tunguska. Actually.
And the LSTR, both. I mean, these guys didn't fire, but that is still deadly to helicopters. I don't know, I think this is just a case of... I think you made better decisions for low density gameplay than your opponent did, and that is just really impactful when there's not that much left on the field, right? Like, LSTR, let's think about how much your buys lock down this position compared to what we saw from your opponent. LSTR handle helicopters, and combined with something like Motschützen Vidra 2 can handle infantry very well. You know he's playing Moto, so you're not going to see really any heavier tanks than that, but even for medium tanks and vehicles, you have a Conqueror's M that'll be safely protected behind this from infantry, right? So this is a pretty nice screen. It's pretty comprehensive for everything that you'll see on the field. The ZT3, the Ratzel ZT3 ICGM vehicle, on the other hand, was not, in combination with the helicopter, still insufficient, and the amount of versatility off the Verkenning would have been just so much higher at beggars belief. So I think this is just a much smarter buy into Feder for you right now than it was on the other side of the field. And stuff like that changes games. That determines games oftentimes. So, sorry, that this is such a game, man. I'm gonna see if I can even just get this posted today, because holy cow.
And this is the straw that broke the camel's back. He's got a Kurnos up in the air, or he's about to.
I don't see it quite yet. Could just be circling outside of your air detection. And is it the command? Yep. One of these two, certainly. That might be it.
But the Rattel dying was just too much.
Gotcha. So that is going to be the close of the game. And do you have any sort of final thoughts about it? How you felt about it, you know, at the beginning, at the middle, and then as things were wrapped to a close?
At the beginning, I was like, oh no, Kurnos, my opener's been Kurnos, nothing really bad happened, I bombed his unit, I lost a lot of my infantry, and then I was like, oh, I got 2 T-72s up though, so I'm good, and then the recon in the forest killed them both.
Yeah, that would have been my oh shit moment if I were you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a bizarre game, to say the least.
Yeah, well, thank you for sending it in. Thank you for doing the recording with me. I appreciate it. We're going to get this up as soon as I can. And, well, to everyone watching, please don't hesitate to leave a like, share, subscribe, and all that YouTuber nonsense, and we'll see you around real soon.